Hello guys, what is going on? D-Man6996 here, and today we're here going to be looking at the Tiger 1. This is the Tier 7 German heavy tank, and let's just quick look at the tech tree for all of you guys. This sits in between the VK3601H, which is now a heavy tank. Before 8.9 it was considered a medium tank, and so was the VK3001H. And then the Tiger 2 was the tank after the Tiger 1. And these were both historically amazing tanks in World War II. The Tiger 1 was probably the most feared thing on the battlefield. There weren't many tanks that could get through 100 millimeters of armor. And the gun, let's see, the L71 gun, KWK 43 L71, this was historically an amazing gun. Just like the Tiger, this gun said to have killed hundreds upon thousands of Shermans and other tanks. It was a really feared tank in World War II. And the Tiger 2 was just as good. They didn't make as many of these, but these things were like impossible to kill unless you were in the rear of them. And they were still hard to kill even if you're shooting at the rear. But yeah, the Tiger is historically an amazing tank. Let's just look at the details for it. So the Tiger 1 was actually started developing in 1937 before, you know, Hitler started, starting to invade countries. And, the thing is, there are actually two versions of the Tiger. This is the Henschel version, and let's look at the tech tree. This is the Tiger P. This is made by Ferdinand Porsche. Now, the problem was with the Tiger P is that the Tiger P featured a automatic transmission, which is way ahead of its time period. I mean, it was a great idea, but it didn't work at the time. What happened was when the Tiger P would be driving around, it would start on fire just from that automatic transmission, and it didn't work. So Hitler didn't like it, and they told him to recycle the holes, because they made tons of holes for the Tiger P. And so they recycled the Tiger P and turned it into Ferdinand's, or the Elephant. And this they had problems with too. They had more breaking down than they actually had working. But this was a very great historical tank destroyer in World War II, as well as the Ag Tiger. But we'll talk about that in another tank review video. So Ferdinand Porsche, he has all of these Tiger Ps. Well, he used them to make the Ferdinand and turn it into this is the Tiger P hull, the VK4502A, and obviously the GW Tiger P is a recycled hull. Let's see, yeah, I think that's really it. But he had, oh, and the VK4502B, but he had a lot of holes that need to be recycled. So, since Ferdinand Porsche lost the contracting deal, then Henschel won. And so this is how we became to know the Tiger. It was Henschel's design that won. But there were a lot of good things about Ferdinand Porsche's idea. It had a lot of armor. And it wasn't, you know, it was still boxy, but it had some angling on it. But, you know, they were both boxy tanks. Well, Henschel's design won, and we came to know the Tiger that we all feared and loved. Because there were many drivers that feared running into Tigers, because they were pretty much impossible to kill. So, now let's just talk about the tank for now. The Tiger. It has 1,500 hit points, which is the highest for a Tier 7 heavy tank. The Tiger P has 1,450 hit points. And I think the next closest would either be the IS or the IS-2 with, I think the IS-2 has 1270 for health. We'll see if I can correct myself. It has 1230. Okay. So the IS-2 and the IS both have the same health, which I think will probably be the next up from the Tiger. Let's look, the Black Prince, oh, I'm sure the Black... Okay, so the Black Prince also has 1,450 hit points. T-29 has 1250... Oh, okay. With the upgraded turret, I think it has just over 1,200 health. So the Tiger P, the Tiger, and the Black Prince are the three highest health pools on the tier 7 heavies. And the Tiger leads them all. Well, it needs that health because it doesn't bounce much. Unless you're side scraping, you're not going to bounce many shots unless tier 4s are shooting at you. Which this thing doesn't even see tier 4s. So, yeah. We'll talk about the armor in a second. It weighs 57 tons. Now, it does have a 700 horsepower pushing this thing, which is, for 57 ton tank, you'd think it would need a little bit more, like 800, 900 to 1,000 horsepower. 700. This tank doesn't seem terribly slow when you're driving it. After 8.8, or was it either 8.8 or 8.9, after they changed the mediums, they also changed the engines around for these higher tier German tanks. Or they rebalanced it in Wargaming's case, but whenever Wargaming says rebalance, that usually means nerf. And so yeah, it actually got a higher speed limit, but it doesn't see that speed limit, and that's what we're talking about right now. I've never actually hit that 40 kilometers speed limit. I've hit about 35 on a flat cement asphalt roadway, whatever. And it will hit that 40 kilometers going down a hill, but that's about it. It will never reach that 40 kilometers. 26 degree traverse speed, that's not terrible, but that's not fast either. If someone's circling you, you're going to have trouble getting them because it only has an 18 degree traverse turret speed, which is very, very slow. And then you have a 380 meter view range, which I think is really high for tier 7 heavy. The IS has 350. Let's see, the KV-13, which is a medium tank, has 360. And I think that's the only tier 7 I have. Oh, we have the Su-122, which is a tank destroyer, which has 330. So, yeah, I mean, it's got really, really good view range for tier 7 heavy, which I guess that's even really good for tier 8 material. And a 710 meter view range, which means you won't have enemies dropping off the rate, or you won't be losing contact with friendlies that have enemies in their sights. So that's really good. But now we're going to talk about the armor. It has 100 millimeters, excuse me, in the front turret and the hull. Now, there's problems with this frontal hull. You know, it might look a little bit angled there, but that's not helping you at all. Enemies can put shots through and through and through your lower plate, and they will usually always go through. And if they hit right around in this area, which is where your transmission is, it'll damage the engine, and it will sometimes even set on fire. Now, with the 700 horsepower engine, it has a chance of being set on fire 20% on impact. Well, in all honesty, if they hit you there, they've got like a 70 to 80% chance of hitting you or setting you on fire. It's definitely not 20 because I always get set on fire if I get hit there. And you know, you've got some weak spots here, the turret and the driver viewport, but even if you put a shot right here, it's gonna go through if you have over 100 pen. So, yep, there's not really too many spots that you can't pen on the front. Now, right around in here and just up here is where the ammo rack's stored. So if you hit them right in here, your ammo rack is gonna get nailed, and you can have the chance of being blown up. Same on this side. And you've got 80 millimeters on this side, and you've got 80 millimeters in the rear. And that's for the turret as well. Now the turret, you know, is a little bit rounded, so if a shot hits you right around, if someone's shooting, let's see, straight at you, and they hit off there, they're going to bounce right off there. And they're going to bounce right off there. Now you also have this commander's cupola, which if you hit them right in there, that's going to pen. But you have to hit them right in that little spot, because it's kind of troll right in here. It like takes a sharp curve up, and if your gun doesn't have enough penetration, it's gonna bounce off the cupola, which, you know, makes no sense. So if you got at least 100 pen, either go through the turret or just hit the lower hole. So you will hit it, and yeah, it's rounded along the rear, but you know, if you place one, if you're right here and you place one like right there where the weak spot is, it'll go right through. So there's a lot of weak spots on this tank. This tank is not meant to be a brawler. This tank is kind of a sit-back support type of tank. So now we're going to look at the gun. This gun is the PzKpfw like I said before. It is an 88mm gun. It has 203mm of penetration, which is really, really nice. At tier 7, you can put shots through an IS-3. You can put shots through a lot of things. I mean, you can put shots through like a Tiger 2, like you'll see in one of my replays. I mean, it'll go through a lot of things, which is really, really nice. And it has an 8.96 rate of fire, or rounds per minute, yeah, which is really, really nice. It reloads every 6 seconds with 100% crew, which mine is getting close to 100%. It has 240 alpha damage. That's a little bit on the low side, but when you're pumping out shots every 6 seconds, it'll add up pretty quick. So 240, yeah, not too bad. 0.34 accuracy. Now this is really, really good. That means that your gun, even if it's not fully aimed, it still will probably go where you shoot. But you know, with RNG, you never know. But all in all, this is a very accurate gun. 2.2 aiming time. Now that's a little bit higher than you like, but you know, it's not too bad. 2.7 seconds. That's not terrible. If you put a let's see. Actually, we'll just talk about equipment in a little bit. And so that's pretty much all you need to know about the gun. Yep, so that's pretty much it. Now what I would use for crew skills. For my commander, the first one I'd obviously do 6 cents. Now for my gunner, I would probably either do repairs, because you're going to be trying to fix a lot of things. I would also do firefighting, because that's going to help if you already used your fire extinguisher. Because this tank, like I said, does get set on fire a lot. But if you don't want to do either of those things, or you have those selected already, I would either do either snapshot or let's see here. Where'd it go? What? Alright, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about something else. Alright, so yeah, if you have either repairs or firefighting on there, I would pick snapshot. That will really help, because this tank, if you're on the move, you really want a snapshot to get in, because you know it's not a fast tank and you don't want to be taking unnecessary damage. So snapshot would probably be the one I would pick after repairs or firefighting. Now for the driver, I would either do, like I said again, repairs or firefighting, or brothers in arms too. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was, that's what I'll be picking for mine, either repairs and firefighting. And so that's probably about it. Now this one, preventive maintenance, would be a really good one for the driver too. To be honest, I would actually pick this one first. I did not see this one. I would put preventative maintenance for your driver, because as much as this tank gets set on fire, you want to stop having fires. So if you're able to reduce the chance of fires, that would be really good. So for your first one, guys, for your driver, I would get preventive maintenance, and then I would go with firefighting or repairs. So yeah, that's what I think for the driver. Now the radio operator, I would hit repairs or firefighting. And you know, this tank has a really good view range and a really good signal range. So that's what I would pick. And if you got both of those already, then I'd go brothers in arms for your third one, for your third skill, if you have those two picked already. And for the loader, repairs and firefighting again. And safe stowage. Now this would be the first one I would do, which is probably the first one I will do for my loader. This thing does get ammo racked a lot when getting shot inside. So safe stowage, if you can decrease the chance of getting ammo rack, then I would definitely choose that one. It's probably the best one for that. Now for equipment, what I would be doing is I would do wet ammo rack. Just because, yeah, you don't want to get ammo rack, especially if you have to use your repair kit on that. And if your engine gets damaged a lot anyway, you're going to be going slow, so you don't want to have to use it for an ammo rack. So yeah, ammo rack would probably be the wet ammo rack would be what I would get for my first one. For the second one, I would get a large caliber tank gun rammer. It already fires 6 seconds, but you know what's better than 6 seconds? 5 seconds. So it's always good to have a faster firing gun. And since it has a 2.7 second aiming time, I would fit also an enhanced gun laying drive on there. So that way, you know, 2.7 second aiming time is kind of long. So, you know, if you can make it faster, that's great. But, you know, it just matters to whatever fits your budget or what you already have purchased. So, how about enough talking about this tank, guys? Let's go watch some replays and see how it performs. Alright guys, here we are looking at our first gameplay of the day. Here we are here on Ausf.B. And we're in a tier 9 match, but there's only one tier 9, so it's not looking too bad. On the enemy team, we've got 4 good players. Or I guess kind of 5. The IS-8 isn't
not much
above average player, I guess. But their Tiger and their Panthers and their SU-122-44, they are their team's best players. And our team's best players, besides me, who is an average player, and the other Tiger, all of our good players are on higher tiers, which is really nice. But it's not terrible matchmaking for this tank, but you know, it'd be nice to be in a tier 7 match. But like I said in the review, guys, the armor does not save this thing. It does help. You can side scrape in it, but that's about it. That's all you can do. So we're heading up on the west side, and you know, we've got one IS, a Tiger, a T20, and our Tiger P is back there, and we got a Tiger camping base, which is great. Always good to have a heavy tank camping base. So now we're gonna head on the west side. Looks like we've got the Tiger and the SU-122 are both spotted. And let's go. Oops. Just accidentally X'd out of my game. Alright. So we're heading up, and we got the SU-122 right there. And that was blind fire. Not sure if we hit him or not. But we're just going to keep heading down. Looks like we did not hit him. That kind of sucks, but it's alright. What you going to do? You can't hit them all. And our T20 is getting wrecked because he's in the dumbest position ever. And our Tiger P has just gotten disconnected from the game. Alright, so we got Tiger on our side to take the shot, hit him, do 238 damage, so that's a nice shot. Right around the average for this gun. We've got a nice shot in IS at the IS is Cupola, and looks like it hit straight on, but it bounced. So, not sure about that. And we got the Tiger's turret. Go ahead and take the shots. It's a very weak frontal turret. Tiger 1 misses, but enemy shot hits the mountain hill side, whatever, in front of him. And I kind of rushed my shot. Probably should have pulled forward just a little bit more to be able to get a cleaner shot. And I hit the hillside as well. Tiger hits the hillside as well. So we're both not looking too hot right now. And we got the IS's turret, and we take a shot. Looks like it went a little bit low and to the right, so it might have hit in that little bit stronger frontal armor of the IS, but it hit on the side, so should have gone in. Or should have, yeah, it should have gone in, so that's good. Now we're going to quick pull forward here, see if we can get another snapshot in. Got the IS driving across. We hit 213 on him, a little below average shot. I think the average is 240 for this gun. And now I kind of do a dumb move, and I decide that I see that RIS is getting killed, so I pull forward, get shot twice, but willing to take the damage to try and save my teammate. Luckily, we haven't taken any damage before that, otherwise that would hurt. And now, in this situation, I'm not sure. I see that our Tiger is getting flanked by their Tiger and the IS, but I see that we lose this top side. So I decide that I need to go up here and see if we can change the outcome of this game. So we're just driving up here. Gonna quick poke around this corner, and we got the SU-122 drive in front of the IS. So we get rid of him. He's probably a bigger threat, to be honest, than the IS, because he can put out 6 to 7 shots a second, or every 6 to 7 seconds he fires a 122 millimeter shell at us. And I donk the first shot at him, take a shot, and just goes a little bit wide to the left and bounces off that side turret, which is pretty much 0% chance of hitting it or penetrating at this angle. So I try poke, see if I can get him to take a quick shot, and he doesn't. But I see that even poking out, he's not taking a shot. So I just leave a little bit of room for my gun to poke out, and I take the shot, and we go through the front turret of him. But now the Tiger P is somehow back from the dead, and he logged back in, and he's ready to do some damage. And our Tiger 1 looks like he did a really good job of holding this corner. I was kind of worried at the time, but he did a great job. So all we got of this T-29, it looks like he's using the 90 millimeter gun. So we'll just take aim at him, fire, and do some damage to him and keep on rolling. Looks like he might have been using the 76 millimeter, but if he did 219 damage to me, I'm guessing that he's using the 90 mil. I'm not sure if the 90 mil has a muzzle brake on the T-29, because I know on the M6 it doesn't, because I own the M6. So we're doing pretty well in this game. Enemy has 3 people left. We have 7. We have 6. How do we have 6? We should have 7. Oh no, someone probably drowned or something. Complete donkeys. Anyway, heading to the enemy base right now. And yeah, like I said in chat, I'm glad that he's here. And around this corner we have a Tiger. He shoots at me. I take the damage, but I also hit him, and he sets us on fire. That was really unfortunate, but it is Tiger, so it's going to be burning bright if you get shot in the front. And they leave him on 1% health, so I'm like, screw it. I'm going to finish the kill. And we take 1 health off him, which is worth 248 coins to me. Because, yeah, he set me on fire. He did a lot of damage to me. And as I show you there, just back up and show the front of this. And how do you do reverse? Alright. So we'll pause it, and yep, one of those was his. Or both of those were actually his. It seems like if you hit it right in that front middle piece, like where that second shot is closer to the middle of the tank, you will most likely damage their engine, or damage their engine and set them on fire. And that's just the problem with the German tanks. Happens with the Tiger 2 if you hit it in the lower plate. Happens with the Jag Tiger if you hit it in the lower plate. Just with these German tanks, you hit them in the lower glacis with those frontal transmissions, you're going to damage the engine and set them on fire maybe. If you're lucky. We'll speed it back up to normal. So it's a little unfortunate, but hey, it's a Tiger. You know what happens. So we've done 1,650 damage so far, which isn't too bad. It's a good game for the Tiger for a gun that does 240 average damage. Got 3 kills. Some of those were just finishing off some low health people. And the game's about over, so we'll just speed it up. Our Leopard prototype had a really, really good game. 5 kills. And that's the end of the replay. I sped that up really freaking fast. And as you can see, the Panther has a little bit of a crybaby problem. And yeah, he's just raging. Well, what you gonna do? That's what happens when you play a game with little kids. So this is the first replay, 650 damage on Abby in the tier 9 match. How about we go look at the second replay? Alright guys, we're here on the second replay, and today we're here on Siegfried Line. It is a tier 8 match, so not terrible matchmaking. This gun can still perform really well in this type of match. And so it looks like we're gonna, I think we're gonna head into town, so that's where all the heavies usually go and brawl. This tank really isn't a brawling tank just because of the problems with the lower hull. You get shot there, you get set on fire, and your engine gets damaged. So, and if I didn't clarify it in the last, in the first replay, I am running Jingle's voice mod pack, which is pretty hilarious. If you are a fan of Jingles, I really recommend that you get it. I'll put a link in the description for it, and I'm also using Gnome Father's historical gun pack. It's really nice. I did have the first version of it, but it was so loud that when you had it turned down to like 1 or 2, it would still overpower everything. Sound like you had on like 30. So yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but so yeah, we're gonna head into town right now. We're gonna try and push up to this, I'm not sure what you'd call it, this white built, or this church capitol building thing or whatever. And we get shot by the T-25-2. We put a nice shot into him, and we do 220 damage. A little bit low, but hey, can't complain. And we've got some enemies right here, so take a shot, and we damage them. Got another shot the I-6 side, so we take it, and we damage him. Do 250 or 235, excuse me, damage. I do like the punchiness of this gun. This 203mm penetration is really nice. And I donked that shell, and should have been aiming at that lower part of the hole, but instead I aim a little bit high into the track, and his tracks eat it. And I noticed this T-25-2, and I have a kind of a dumb moment, think that he's on the other side, so I back up and look at him, but he's obviously not there. And I see this Tiger II making an aggressive move, so I pull out over this white building and get him to stop, take a shot at his lower plate. We sadly do take a shot from his 105, and we damage him, but I have a lot faster DPM than he does, so I quick pop out again, take another shot at his lower hole before he reloads. And I'm just looking right now, checking to see if he's aiming his gun at me, and I see that he starts rolling forward, and he starts turning his gun away from me, so I quick take a pop out and shoot his lower hole. Put a nice 235 damage into him. And we're just going to quick pop up and finish him. Actually, we don't finish him. We leave him on 70% health. And we sadly take another shot from him. And turns his turret again. And we go and shoot him. Finish him. I see this T-25-2 was trying to make an aggressive move for me. So I try and angle my armor, but, you know, that doesn't work. Let's quick check and see where he shot us. Yep. It's been taking lots of shots in the front. You cannot expect your frontal armor to save you just because of how flat it is. So he donks his shot and shoots the side of the building. I make my second shot count and put it right through him. And now I'm here just making sure, checking to see if he pops out, and I donk the shot again, putting it into the side of the building just like he did. It probably would have gone in, but you know, doesn't matter. So I'm still checking. I see this Panther poking around the corner, and I was gonna go see if I can quick take out this T-25-2, but I see he gets taken up by our IS-3. So I go and try and finish off this Panther. He can pose a problem to our friendlies that are rolling up right now. So we shoot, hit him, and Tiger II gets a kill for it. So that's pretty much the game. See that we have this KV-1S over on the side, and with the T-25-2, and we're coming around trying to get a flanking shot into the KV-1S, and we get it. I noticed that, oh, he's not too visible, so I back a little bit, get him in my reticle. He's lit up red, and I take the shot, and it hits one of, I think it hits one of these fence posts, and it eats it for him, and it saved him. Otherwise I probably would have been over 3,000 damage. But hey, what you gonna do? You can't get them all. So now we're just gonna head into the base, speed it up a little bit. Considering in the last replay I hit it too far, and the replay went really fast, and I was in the base, so So we're going to hit it in the base. I'm not fast enough to try and go look for this Type 59 and S51. I got a feeling that the S51 is camping around JK1. And the M5 Stewart joins me, which is really retarded of him. He could have done some more, but hey, it's his choice. And you can't expect much from a person that has 455 efficiency. So, Panzer's Fly V or something. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Come and joins me, plus the KV4, and we win 14-4. The Type 59 somehow survives because our team didn't want to push up at all. But, so yeah, all in all, it was a really good game. 2,800 damage from the Tiger. So this tank can do really, really well if put in the right matches. Yeah, guys, I want to thank you for watching this Tiger review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys got any comments or feedback, go ahead and leave that in the comments below, because I'll definitely be looking at that. If you guys like this video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you dislike this video, go ahead and drop it a dislike. And if you guys dislike it, I'd love to know why you did. If you guys like more of these tank reviews, and you want to see more of them, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There will be definitely more reviews coming out, and I want you guys to be able to see them if you like them. So that way it'll pop up in your subscription feed. But all guys, I just want to thank you for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all later.